fight fans, Dallas Danger here, getting ready to prep you up for tonight's big World Fighting Showcase event, Outshined. We are live in Greenville, Tennessee with a fantastic card of World Fighting Showcase action. Our main event tonight, the Golden Terror, will defend the American title against Dark Storm, finally getting his rematch after what we saw back in November in the tournament that crowned the Golden Terror the American champion. Also on the line tonight, the World Fighting Showcase television title, the champion, the Ultimate Athlete, David Anthony, will defend against Murphy Costigan. What is that going to look like? What will Murphy Costigan have in mind for David Anthony? We will find out tonight at Outshine. Also in action tonight, the free agent, a man who is not under contract yet with the WFS, the Cadillac Cowboy, Stephen Burns. He will be here in Greenville tonight to take on to get bundles. Will this be the only time we see Cadillac Cowboy in World Fighting Showcase? Who knows, but that promises to be a really, really fantastic matchup as well. Tag team action tonight. Wild and Young making their debut together. They've decided to form a team to take on and head up the tag team division here in the WFS. They're going to be facing Sean Cruz and Bruce Gray, another team that's sort of new to each other. What's the dynamic going to be? Who's going to be able to coexist? Who's going to be able to get the victory in tag team action tonight? Hello, fight fans. Dallas Danger here, welcoming you to Outshine, and we are already underway. Drew Tolliver making his WFS debut, and he goes right after Pat the Bruiser. Got to be honest with you, Drew Tolliver, known as the uncrowned Viking Prince, has had a real chip on his shoulder since becoming a part of this WFS roster, and he has hearkened back to his Viking ancestors as he goes to work on the leg of Pat the Bruiser. Big man from the Columbus, Ohio area. You may recognize him from WFS Mega Pro. Right now he is feeling the right hands and now big right knee in the corner from Tolliver. Pat works out of the corner and picks up Tolliver, takes him all the way to the opposite turnbuckle, and will go to work now, regaining the advantage in our opening contest here from the Greenville, Tennessee Armory. Scoop slam by Pat the Bruiser. Now a second. Impressive show of strength from Pat the Bruiser. Flies into the corner. Nice splash there. Thunderous sidewalk slam and goes right into the cover. He'll get a count of 2. Referee slightly out of position there. And that might be the only thing that saved the debut of Drew Denton Tolliver. Pat the Bruiser firing up now. Goes for another splash, but this time it was well scouted by Tolliver. And he goes right to the knee, the back of the knee there, the legs of Pat the Bruiser.
chopping down the big tree that is Pat the Bruiser, and Tolliver will continue to work over the legs, grounding his bigger opponent. Little extracurricular activity there for Tolliver with the crowd, and he walks right into a Samoan drop. 1, 2, another near fall for Pat the Bruiser. Certainly a mistake by Tolliver to turn his back on Pat the Bruiser. Tolliver to his feet once again. He eats the back elbow of big Pat the Bruiser, ducks under that, and drops Pat the Bruiser face first on the canvas, I should say, and gets the count of 3. The hand is raised. Impressive debut from the Viking Prince himself, Drew Denton Tolliver, here in Greenville. You heard the eruption from the great fans here in Greenville as they welcomed this newly formed tag team of Wild and Young. Nate Wild, the wild man from Tasmania, and Brandon Young, his new partner. Two singles competitors that have decided that they want to join forces and get a bit of a head start on anyone else in the tag team division here in the World Fighting Showcase. But they'll be looking across the ring at two very, very tough competitors, two great fighters, Bruce Gray, Mr. DDT himself, and Sean Cruz. Cruz and Gray also not regular tag team partners, but as word gets around about the World Fighting Showcase, we're going to see a lot more of that, a lot more fighters looking to gain some momentum, not only as singles competitors, but in the tag team ranks as well. And that's exactly what we have here. It looks like Bruce Gray and Brandon Young are going to start this one off for their respective teams. As we get underway, Brandon Young wanting to get the crowd involved right off of the bat. Aggressive collar and elbow tie-up from these two fighters here. Evenly matched size-wise. Looks like Bruce Gray might have a bit of an advantage in that department, but Brandon Young over the last few months has has picked up a lot of victories and a lot of great experience all over the map, frankly speaking. Impressive reversal by Brandon Young there, working over the arm of Bruce Gray, and you can see that sling of sorts on the shoulder of Gray. Might as well be a bullseye target for Brandon Young. Back and forth, feeling out stages here. Two phenomenal athletes in Young and Bruce Gray. Gray reaching for the tag of his partner Sean Cruz. Now down to the mat. Quick lateral press. Doesn't even warrant a count from the official. That's how early on we are here in this tag team matchup. First tag is going to be to Sean Cruz. Arm drag by Brandon Young. Cruz is over in enemy territory now, and Brandon Young makes him pay with that axe handle blow. Dynamic changes now with Cruz in the ring. He certainly, undoubtedly has a size advantage over both Young and his partner Wild, who's out on the apron awaiting the first tag. And we'll get just that now. Nate Wild in. Great double team work there by the newly formed team of Wild and Young. And Nate will pick up right where Brandon left off. There you see that size advantage coming into play. Great reversal by Sean Cruz. Nate Wild working the arm now, and shot off by Cruz. Nate Wild jumped right into the shoulder of Cruz there. Nothing doing for either competitor. What a drop kick. Into the arm drag. And this crowd is coming unglued for Wild and Young. Another tag there. And Brandon Young's going all the way to the top turnbuckle. And another impressive exchange, and now we're going to get frequent tags and tandem offense from Wild and Young. You have to be impressed with these two in what is their first contest as a team. Oh my goodness. A lot of damage being done to that left arm of Sean Cruz. Back elbow gets him out of it and into the corner to tag in Bruce Gray. Brandon Young meets him with this side headlock. And Bruce Gray backs up into the tag, and Brandon Young gets his feet up. He's going to take on both Sean Cruz and Bruce Gray simultaneously here. What a maneuver there by Brandon Young. Cruz and Gray to the outside. Now Nate Young out to the apron, and he's going to fly, but he's caught. Brandon Young, however, comes rushing in with that suicide dive, takes out everybody. High energy offense from Wild and Young, and now Sean Cruz back in the ring. Lateral press, one. Not quite enough to put this one away. Brandon Young pushed back into Bruce Gray on the apron, and now he'll take down the man from Knock'em Stiff, Ohio, and that allows Sean Cruz to grab a hold of Brandon Young, and now a double team opportunity for Cruz and Gray. Gray hooks the leg, a very near fall. You see how close the hand of head official Carlos Stapleton was to the mat. That would have been 3. Now vicious elbow drops by Bruce Gray. Continuing to inflict punishment on the young Brandon Young. Pardon my pun there. Another lateral press. Another count of 2 for Bruce Gray. Outside on the apron, Nate Wild trying to fire up the fans here in Greenville behind Brandon Young. And you see exactly what Bruce Gray thinks of the fans in attendance here for Outshined, and referee's back turned. An opportunity to bend the rules for Gray and Cruz. Now another cover by Bruce Gray. Fails to hook the legs, but gets another 2 count before the kick out by Brandon Young. Double team offense in the corner now from Cruz and Gray. Tag made. That will make Sean Cruz the legal man, and they're just putting a hurting on Brandon Young right now, and he's a long way from a much-needed tag and his partner, Nate Wild. Sean Cruz picks up Brandon Young, looking for something here. Young gets all the way up and over. Looked like he might escape, but the back of his head meets the knee of Sean Cruz, and now a tag and a double team opportunity. Bruce Gray will go for the cover here. And Brandon Young just barely getting the shoulder up that time. What a right hand from Bruce Gray. There's another one. Brandon Young is on spaghetti legs here after these vicious blows. He blocks that one though and lands an enziguri. Nothing in between Brandon Young and the tag of Nate Wild. Sean Cruz gets to Bruce Gray, drags him over. Tag's made there, but the referee didn't see it. His back was turned. And that will ensure that Brandon Young stays legal in this contest. Double team by Gray and Cruz once again. Nate Wild very frustrated. Opposite corner. Cruz with his foot on the ropes gets another near fall on Brandon Young. Words exchanged there between Cruz and the referee. I have to imagine that had to do with the foot up on the ropes for the momentum. Not allowing any separation for Brandon Young, but he's out of the way. Down goes Sean Cruz. And now a flurry of rights by Brandon Young trying to fight back into this contest. A lot of damage has been done, though, as he falls out of the ring. And Cruz and Gray continue to pummel Brandon Young, preventing him from getting to the corner there and tagging in Nate Wild. Been quite a long time that this has been the story of this contest. Brandon Young continuing to fight back, though. And now a little disagreement between Gray and Cruz allows Brandon Young to get to the tag. Here comes Nate Wild, takes down Sean Cruz. Bruce Gray to the outside. Looks like Bruce Gray is out of here. A little bit of a disagreement with Cruz and Gray, and now Sean Cruz is all by his lonesome. 1, 2, and 3. What a great matchup from Brandon Young and Nate Wild. Have to count them as being at the very top of the tag team division here. in the World Fighting Showcase. Your winners here at Outshine, Wild and Young. Well, fight fans, this is a matchup I've been looking forward to ever since the card for a great event Outshined here tonight was announced. DP Holiday against the incredible Huck himself, Will Huckabee. That's what DP Holiday is all about right there. Just sheer bad attitude, and he goes right after Huckabee, who I have to admit I've known for some time now. I've never seen him in this great a physical shape, but he's not in great shape right now. Sit out power bomb by DP Holiday plants Will Huckabee. And this one could be over just as quickly as it got started. 1, 2. Lackadaisical cover by Holiday allows Huckabee to get out, get the shoulder up, as it were. And Holiday will use the middle rope to his advantage. Breaking before the count of 5, but letting the referee know all about it. DP Holiday all over Will Huckabee here in the early going. Now back to the underhanded tactics, using every bit of the ring, frankly, to gain an advantage is DP Holiday. Stomping down Will Huckabee. Up to his feet in the corner, and again the referee will have to administer the count as Holiday goes across the throat of the incredible Huck. Now running the face, the eyes of Huckabee over that top rope, and now Huck doesn't even know where he is. He's just fighting for survival at this point. Running kick to the back by Holiday. Once again, finds Huckabee on the canvas. But Huck is fighting back. He gets to his feet, but not for very long. Holiday just abusing the smaller Will Huckabee, and that's not something we're used to saying. Huckabee is a sizable man. Holiday is towering over him right now. The man known as the Revelation is firmly in control. What an impact on that clothesline in the corner from DP Holiday. And Huck is, I mean, he's just out. DP continues the punishment now. Foot across the throat, and great close-up there of the damage that's been done to Will Huckabee. Huck can't even get to his feet. DP Holiday came right out of the gates on the attack and has had the upper hand the whole way so far. Using every possible advantage that he can find. Once again, Huck trying to fight his way up. Gets to his feet, but takes a lot of effort to get him there, and he's backed into a corner once again. Holiday's gone to the eyes, he's gone to the throat. Goes for the scoop slam, but Huck gets out of it and lands a right. Atomic drop. And a DDT. Rolls over into the lateral press, and this time Huckabee gets a count of 2. How much damage has been done? Huck is firing up the crowd here, getting everyone in Greenville behind him. What a spine buster. Takes down the Revelation. Can't take advantage right away, though. He's grabbing his leg. Looks like maybe the knee. Could have hyperextended it on the impact of that spine buster. Gets a cover now. Not quite enough to put away DP Holiday, and DP will roll to the outside. Doesn't look like DP Holiday wants any part of Will Huckabee now. The incredible Huck stands alone in the ring, and he's just begging DP to get back inside the ropes as the referee is counting. If that count gets to 10, this match is over. DP will be counted out, and DP says just let that be. But Will Huckabee is not satisfied with that. These two are going to brawl on the outside. Side kick by Huckabee. What a thud off the chest with that knife edge chop, and DP returns fire. They're over by that side door, and they're just gonna keep fighting all the way outside of the building. Both men will be counted out here. What a great night it has been here in Greenville for the World Fighting Showcase, where we fight strong. And up next, a title match, the television champion of the World Fighting Showcase, the Ultimate Athlete, David Anthony, defending against the Scottish sensation himself, Murphy Costigan. Two young, hungry fighters who, to be frank and honest, have impressed me quite a bit, and that's what this matchup will be all about. David Anthony is nearing a year as WFS television champion, and he has gone all over to represent the World Fighting Showcase and defend that championship. And here tonight, he's face to face, nearly nose to nose with Murphy Costigan. As per usual, Costigan has plenty to say. Never at a loss for words that I've ever seen. Referee taking control here and getting us officially underway. These two will lock horns. Costigan, full extension of the arms, backs David Anthony into the corner. And will posture just a little bit, trying to get in the head of the Ultimate Athlete. Another collar and elbow tie-up, and this time Anthony will back Costigan into the corner. So far, it's been a stalemate, and Costigan again playing mind games with David Anthony here. Two of the top rising stars, young fighters here in the World Fighting Showcase. Impressive reversal there by Costigan, takes David Anthony down to his knees. And that allows Murphy the opportunity to work over the arm and the wrist of the TV champion. Beautiful reversal and arm drag by David Anthony, regaining the upper hand here. These two have been very evenly matched here in the early going. The great crowd here in Greenville being treated to a classic wrestling matchup. That's the game that you're going to see David Anthony try to play. But right now, Costigan with the upper hand, but not for long. Another impressive arm drag, beautifully executed by the Ultimate Athlete, and he has grounded Costigan once again. And as I mentioned, that's exactly where David Anthony wants to be. To employ his mat-based strategy and technique that frankly has made him a great television champion over the last year or so. Costigan fighting his way out. Costigan off the ropes now. Drop kick lands for David Anthony, and it sends Costigan all the way to the outside. The Ultimate Athlete is fired up. And David Anthony getting the crowd involved as well. Referee continues the count. David Anthony gives chase. Costigan back into the ring now, and that allows him to get the upper hand on David Anthony, and he goes straight into pounding David Anthony there. Haymaker right hands from the Scottish sensation. What a beautiful European-style uppercut there. David Anthony comes out of the corner and hits the mat face first. Lateral press by Costigan. Even though it wasn't enough to get the victory and win the television championship, he'll go right back to work, not allowing David Anthony any respite whatsoever. A lot of torque on the shoulder of the champion here. Murphy Costigan doing a great job of punishing the Ultimate Athlete. You see the violent head shake from David Anthony, telling the referee no, he is not giving up the fight just yet. Fights to his feet. Again, can't get the separation he needs. Back suplex by Costigan. Hooks the leg, 1, 2. Near fall for the challenger here. Just when it looked like David Anthony might get away from the clutches of Costigan. Murphy off the ropes. Lands that senton right to the midsection. Hooks the inside leg of David Anthony. Gets another count of 2. That senton splash with a big impact to the solar plexus of David Anthony, his rib cage, making it difficult for him to catch his breath. Now back to the shoulder goes Costigan, and insult to injury there. Once again, David Anthony will fight his way back to one knee, trying to get to his feet. He does just that. Couple of right hands, not quite enough to break the hold of Costigan. And now Murphy Costigan picks up the champion into a bear hug. Right back to the aforementioned rib cage and solar plexus of the Ultimate Athlete here. Ear slap by David Anthony in a second. That'll break the hold. Trying again to create separation, but once more, Murphy Costigan picking up the champion and driving him into the corner. David Anthony doing everything he can to fight back here. Missile dropkick from the second turnbuckle. Takes down Murphy Costigan, but Anthony can't take advantage. Both men down. Which fighter is gonna get to his feet first? Murphy Costigan gets to the ropes and finally gets to his feet. But David Anthony is not far behind, and both men showing the signs of a hard-fought battle. David Anthony firing up. Champion and challenger exchanging blows in what has been a gem of a championship matchup. Reversal by Costigan. David Anthony ducks under, blocks the right hand, and lands one of his own. Now a second, a third, a fourth. Fists of Fury from David Anthony. Jumping forearm smash takes down Costigan. Now both men back to their feet. Costigan in the corner. Back elbow by Murphy. Takedown by David Anthony here, and the back and forth has continued. Both men have had their turns at the upper hand here. David Anthony catching the boots of Murphy Costigan, double knees to the back. Costigan wisely rolling over off of his back, off of his shoulders, but David Anthony finally making the cover, and a very near fall for the television champion. We have to be approaching the time limit here in this one. It's been a grueling fight between two of the brightest young fighters in the World Fighting Showcase today. Fireman's carry by David Anthony. Can't hold Murphy Costigan up. Could this be the opening Costigan needs? Pump handle into the backbreaker, right into the cover. Do we have a new champion? Very nearly, but not quite just yet. Murphy Costigan can't believe it. Costigan gets to his feet and goes right to the official. And that allows David Anthony to roll up the challenger. 1, 2. Near fall for the champion. Nice takedown there by David Anthony. Goes to the fingers. Finger breaker by David Anthony. Costigan in a lot of pain now. Anthony goes again to the fireman's carry and drops Murphy Costigan head first onto his knee. Hooks the leg. And another near fall for the champion David Anthony. What an impressive performance from both champion and challenger, as David Anthony has the upper hand here. What a knee by Murphy Costigan. David Anthony might be out. 1, 2, we have a new, no, my goodness, it was that close for Murphy Costigan. Both men completely spent here. Is Murphy Costigan closing in on the WFS Television Championship? Not if David Anthony has anything to say about it. 1, 2, and that's 3. Whether you like him or not, a great effort from Murphy Costigan. But David Anthony still the WFS Television Champion. What a win for the ultimate athlete here tonight in Greenville. So an interesting situation here in our next matchup. The Cadillac Cowboys, Stephen Burns, here to take on to get Bundles, even though the Cadillac Cowboy is not under contract with the World Fighting Showcase. Chuck McKinney, our WFS president, making this matchup official, perhaps to get in the same building, in the same room as Stephen Burns to try and work out the details of a deal to bring the Cadillac Cowboy into the World Fighting Showcase. That certainly would be a coup for WFS President Chuck McKinney, but on this occasion here at Out Shined, Burns will meet one of the best that the WFS has to offer in the Hustler to get Bundles. And right away, Stephen Burns wants nothing to do with the get Bundles. Fans firmly behind to get here. And DeGette is fired up. He's ready for a fight, but Cadillac Cowboy sensing a little danger, I think, and instead of locking horns with DeGette, he gets to the ropes. Now perhaps he wants a test of strength with DeGette and finally get a tie-up. Cadillac Cowboy goes to work on the arm of the Hustler. Reversal by DeGette now. Stephen Burns vigorously trying to get to the ropes. Unable to do so, but he's back to his feet and he stomps on the foot of DeGette Bundles and regains the upper hand here in the early going. Nice technique into the side headlock by Stephen Burns, the aforementioned free agent. Now DeGette's going to fight out of that headlock, or try to, shoots off Stephen Burns. Pace picks up here. Burns ducks under a clothesline, now a back elbow, leapfrog by DeGette Bundles. And a drop kick lands, and that sends Stephen Burns all the way to the outside, flailing as he goes. DeGette's going to give chase and land that flying knee. Referee will begin his count as both men are on the outside. Bundles throwing Burns back inside the ropes. Goes for the cover here. Shoulder up by Stephen Burns, the Cadillac Cowboy. A lot of momentum here for DeGette Bundles, but it will certainly take more than that to put away a fighter the likes of Stephen Burns, who reverses that Irish whip on DeGette Bundles, but then eats the boot of the Hustler. Runs in again and is met with a back elbow. DeGette Bundles fighting his way out of the corner, ducks out of the way of that splash. Great strikes there. Oh, but Stephen Burns goes right to the eye of DeGette Bundles. Make no mistake, Stephen Burns is going to do whatever he has to come out the victor here. And now he's just going to work on to get Bundles after regaining the upper hand. Bit of a heated exchange there between the referee and Stephen Burns. The Cadillac Cowboy pounding away on Bundles here. Leggett tries his best to fight up from one knee, but a vicious blow from Stephen Burns takes him back down, leg drop. And now a lateral press by the Cadillac Cowboy, and he gets a 2. Very nearly putting away the Hustler to get Bundles. Both fighters back to their feet as Leggett had a lot behind that one. An exchange of blows. Back elbow takes down Leggett once again. Lateral press and another near fall for Stephen Burns, who goes right to the throat of Leggett Bundles after that kick out. Stephen Burns turns his back on Leggett Bundles, allows Leggett to get the roll up here and very nearly get the victory. And just like that, Leggett is down again. Stephen Burns hooking the legs, getting another 2 count. Knee to the back by Stephen Burns. Submission applied here, just wearing down the Hustler to get Bundles. Leggett might be the most impressive athlete, just pure athletic ability I'm speaking about here in the WFS, and this is the strategy you want to take if you're the Cadillac Cowboy, wear him down, slow down the pace, but Bundles look to fly there, maybe going for a cross body. Stephen Burns just steps out of the way. And the Cadillac Cowboy is in the driver's seat here. Dropping the elbow on to get Bundles. Another cover. Another kick out by Leggett, but a lot of damage has been done to the Hustler to get Bundles. Now the Cadillac Cowboy using the ropes to choke the life out of Leggett again, perhaps just trying to keep the pace slow, wear down slowly but surely the athletic Leggett Bundles. Now the Cadillac Cowboy has some words for the great fans here in the front row in Greenville. Pulling to get Bundles to his feet, dropping him with that scoop slam. Once again, a cover by Stephen Burns. Once again, the shoulders up for to get Bundles. My goodness, forearm smash, staggering to get Bundles. He's back on the ropes. I'm not sure he knows exactly where he is. Neck breaker by to get Bundles. He certainly knew where he was there. Both men down. Referee begins his count. This could be the opening that the Hustler needs to get back in this matchup, and he's fired up. Fans in Greenville firmly behind him. Boot to the gut by Stephen Burns. Caught by Bundles, though. Power slam. And for maybe really the first time since the early stages of this contest, yet Bundles is in the driver's seat. He's got the upper hand. Firmly in control is the Hustler. Nice block by Stephen Burns there. Takedown by Bundles. Slowly makes his way over to the cover, shoulders down, and that close. Very near fall for to get Bundles. He has got to continue the attack. He's got to stay on Stephen Burns here and take advantage. Backs Burns into the corner. Perches him up on top of that highest turnbuckle. I'm going for, looks like maybe a superplex, but Burns realizes the danger he's in, fights off the Hustler. Now from the second turnbuckle, drops the elbow and immediately into the cover, hooks the outside leg. And I thought that was it. I honestly, fight fans, I thought that was all it would take after all the damage that's been done to get Bundles to put this one away. With a lot of determination from the Hustler, keeping him in this contest so far. Snap there now by Bundles, kick to the back. And he is in control, jumps up and lands that stomp to the chest. Next snap now by Bundles. Nice combination into the cover. And a 2 count for Bundles this time. Not used to seeing to get Bundles move that slowly, to be honest. He picks up Stephen Burns. Shoots him off the ropes. And Burns will dump Bundles to the outside to the apron, and now has him caught in the ropes. Hangman's DDT flattens the Hustler. Stephen Burns, feet on the ropes. And he got him. Referee didn't see the feet of Stephen Burns on the ropes. And there's the official word. Even though the Cadillac Cowboy has left the ring, the referee signals that he is your winner. And this crowd is in a frenzy. Get Bundles pleading with Carlos Stapleton. Well, fight fans, it's main event time here at Outshined, and at long last, Eric Darkstorm finally getting his rematch for the WFS American Championship against the man who defeated him back in November of last year at Turmoil to win, to become the first American champion here in the WFS. That's the Golden Terror. The differences are this: Eric Darkstorm this go round will be, best we can tell, 100%. Of course, falling victim to a lot of pain from an injury in the finals of that tournament. But on the opposite side, there are some new combustible elements in the form of Craig Hyder. And this young lady named, all we know about her is that her name is Jade. I know literally nothing else about this woman other than that, and the fact that she, along with Craig Hyder, have welcomed the Golden Terror, the American champion, into the high society. And frankly, fight fans, the deck, I should say, is really stacked against the challenger, Eric Darkstorm here, but he looks to be in great shape. He's loose. He's ready to go here in our main event, and that's what it's all about. The WFS American Championship. Here we go, we are underway. Darkstorm immediately to the legs of the Golden Terror, and the Terror having to get to the ropes to break the hold. Darkstorm knowing that there's a very, very noticeable size advantage for the Terror. Collar and elbow tie up into the rear waist lock by Darkstorm, broken by the Terror. Quick footwork by Darkstorm here, sizing up the champion, the Golden Terror, now again into the waist lock, backed into the corner by the Terror. Darkstorm ducks under that back elbow. What a blow that would have been for the champion to land here this early on in the matchup. Another tie up. Darkstorm cinching in that headlock. Terror picking him up, not able to break the hold. Again, the Terror trying to pick up the challenger Darkstorm and break the headlock. Nice switch by Darkstorm, and gets right back into the headlock. Perhaps cinching it in even deeper this time. Terror shoots him off. And Darkstorm just runs right into a brick wall, and a golden one at that. the massive Golden Terror. Craig Hyder making his presence at ringside known. Darkstorm very aware of the high society on the outside. Big right hand from the Golden Terror. Darkstorm lands one of his own, and now it's back and forth. Champion and challenger exchanging blows. The Terror backed into the corner by Darkstorm now. Reversal by the Golden Terror. Slamming the head of Darkstorm into the turnbuckle and then landing a pair of knife-edge chops. And a third for good measure. Relentless attack in the corner by the American champion here. Punishing the challenger, Eric Darkstorm. Darkstorm fighting back though. As the Terror on the ropes tries to shoot him off, but that's a lot of weight to try to throw around. And the Terror just picks up Darkstorm and drops him on his throat across that top rope. Clearly a lot of damage done, and the Terror will go right back to the throat of Darkstorm. And Terror gets in the face of the official, and that blocks Carlos Stapleton's view of some outside interference by Jade. And again, making it difficult for Darkstorm to catch his breath here, using that middle rope. And now Craig Hyder getting involved in the numbers game of the high society coming into play here. A lot of punishment being endured by Eric Darkstorm. Golden Terror slowly, methodically moves in on Darkstorm, who's not done fighting just yet. Great martial arts kicks from Darkstorm, a very underrated aspect of his game, but he runs once again into the Terror and goes down. Now a cover by the Golden Terror. Darkstorm's in the ropes, and might be the only thing that saved his championship rematch here at Outshined. Terror just picks him up and throws him off the ropes now, dropping all of that weight onto the challenger Darkstorm. Lateral press, 1, 2, near fall for the champion. Things are not looking good for Darkstorm at this juncture. Off the ropes, sunset flip by Darkstorm. But he can't get the Golden Terror all the way around, and the Terror just tossing Darkstorm like a rag doll into the corner, and Darkstorm bounces off and goes straight to the mat, and he's hardly moved. A lot of damage done to the challenger here in our American Championship main event. Darkstorm backed into the corner by the Golden Terror, who continues to just throw him around, toss him around the ring with relative ease. The Terror with that Eagle's Claw, sort of a nerve hold there, wearing down the challenger Darkstorm. Darkstorm, of course, passing out rather than submitting in the tournament finals back at Turmoil. Fights back to his feet, gets out of the hold, and there's still some fight left in the challenger. Exchanging strikes with the champion, the Golden Terror. Headbutt by Darkstorm, staggers the Terror. Both men still on their feet. Now a headbutt by the Terror, not a lot behind that one. Second one had a little more, but it took the Terror down to one knee, and Darkstorm stays on his feet, flies in, takes down the Golden Terror, hooks the leg. Gets a count of one, does the challenger Darkstorm. Sizing him up for something here. The Terror blocked the kick, but a back palm and a super kick to the chin by Darkstorm. Rolls through, step up enziguri by Darkstorm. Still not enough to take down the champion. And Darkstorm's going up. He's all the way to the top. Flies in, cross body. But the shoulders of the Terror are up. Craig Hyder up on the apron. He's got some sort of spray. He's trying to spray in the eyes of Darkstorm, who flips Craig Hyder into the ring. The referee's going to throw this one out as Darkstorm takes down Craig Hyder, and that allows the Golden Terror from behind to attack Eric Darkstorm. Oh, and there's Jade is up on the apron, and she had the spray, and she got to the eyes of Darkstorm, and down goes Eric Darkstorm, and the High Society closing in, laying the boots to Darkstorm. Now that's David Anthony. David Anthony pulls Jade off of Darkstorm. The Golden Terror out of the ring. David Anthony's going to slam Jade. The Ultimate Athlete, that's the television champion. And hang on, that's DP Holiday off camera. He came back in the building along with Will Huckabee, I believe. Chaos reigning here at Outshine. DP with a choke slam, taking down David Anthony, taking down Eric Darkstorm, and now Huck in the ring, and he'll take down the incredible Huck as well. And that will be the unfortunate outcome of our main event. DP Holiday standing tall. We are out of time. Fight fans, until next time, this is Dallas Danger. Fight strong.